There was once a man who lived in Florida. His name was Dr. James Kennedy, a doctor of theology, and school violence in his county that he lived in was starting to rise up higher, and he was very concerned, so he joined the committee to be a part of change into the school to lower the violence. He had his opportunity to hold a meeting about this, and he mentioned that if we brought back the Ten Commandments, that will probably help with school violence. And of course everyone was like, no way, you're just being biased because you're a pastor and you don't know what you're even talking about. They argued and argued with him until he was absolutely wore out. And they said, fine, I give up. They said, now we're going to move on to the next meeting, part of the meeting here. What are we going to do about school violence rising in our county? Dr. James Kennedy raised his hand and said, we should display a sign that says, thou shalt not kill. You know, we keep thinking secular is the way we need to run these schools, and the problem is you're producing non-spirit-filled people. All you're producing is people who know numbers and maybe some things of the past, but they don't have a spiritual awareness. You know, this young man that just did this massive shooting in Florida had a spiritual problem, not an intellectual problem. Now, you see, what we have to understand, a gun by itself cannot kill a person. It takes a human being to pull the trigger in a vicious, hateful way. Now, the Bible calls that the devil. And what the Bible encourages you to do is come to Jesus in order that you will not fall into deception. You know, deception's an amazing thing. Most people that are in it don't understand that they're there and don't believe it. I'm sure that young man was thinking to himself, this is something that I have to do. He was probably never taught the ways of Jesus, that Jesus can break and destroy that spirit that tries to torment him. You know, if we display 10 commandments into the school again and return prayer back into the school again, I know, just as Dr. James Kennedy said, that there will be a big change. Well, first off, if you don't want to take my word for it, study school history. Prayer was taken out of the schools right around the 1960s. They didn't allow the reading of the Bible anymore. And then prayers were eventually knocked out of school altogether. And you have watched school violence raise higher and higher. Now, we can go out and we can intellectual reason it out of why this happened. But the truth of the matter is, when you take God out, there's nothing left but evil to come in. You know, we have grown so callous towards our young people. We don't really think of them anymore as a precious commodity towards our future now. We now just let them do whatever they want, and we don't teach right from wrong. You know, this young man was on social media stating that he wanted to kill people in the school, but yet there was no action done about it. It's because we have grown hard-hearted. When a nation falls away from God, the heart gets very hard. We have to look back to God again. You know, we have to understand that God, Jesus Christ, is the answer for this nation. This is a Christian nation, despite what they have told you. You know, this being the resurrection Easter season, this is a great time to return to God and come back to Jesus. And if you don't have Him in your heart, I challenge you, brother, my sister, ask Him into your heart. You watch the changes in your life. You give Him 1 year, and you'll see some awesome changes. And if you got away from Jesus, I challenge you to come back and recommit your life and live for Him. You'll see the awesome changes, and the power of love will destroy any stronghold that come against you or your family. We love you, and God bless you.